We all have pain, we all have sorrows, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me, we are not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Swallow your pride. If I have pain, you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let. Lean on me, we are not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be.
Hey folks, welcome to Cat's Pride Diary Day 11. Don't mind my slightly wetter hair, I have just washed it. Today, went out to Vodafone, sorted out my phone. To sort out my phone, they couldn't, but it turned out I sorted it tonight anyway. And then just went to the beach early, and then on the way home, just before I came home, I do have a cricket ball in the car, so I stopped at the nets in Parklands and bowled a few for the first time in 5 years, and also went to the pub next to Fresh Choice Parklands to chuck some darts. I am fast running out of options. I guess what I did was I came out to friends first. That was done over Facebook Messenger, over group chats, so I could break it down into, because at the time my old page had like 400 friends, so I just like broke it down into groups and came out to friends that way. I just broke old school friends down into like 3 or 4 groups, and then did other friends, and then did extended, and then did like cousins, and then I did my uncles and aunties later, because I actually thought I personally thought I didn't think they were going to take it that well, being the next generation up from me. And generally speaking, that was quite well. It's up to you what you do is with your friends. With family, I kind of got that wrong. Maybe in hindsight, if I was back in Christchurch and I came out, it would be a totally different story. But I wasn't. I was in Hamilton, so I came out to my dad, my stepmum, my sister and brother-in-law over email. Get that bit. Let's go that way. Over email, and in hindsight, I was possibly wrong to do that. I should have called. I possibly should have called, but I wasn't sure when my cell phone was at with credit, and I had a suggestion that I might be able to fit more in an email than phone calls. In hindsight, I got that wrong, and I probably missed out quite a few things, so they are still struggling with that, with coming to terms with me. So, Youth of New Zealand, like, there's no real set order in which you come out. I'd probably suggest, in hindsight, now, I mean, you've got it quite well in the sense that your parents are probably quite possibly my generation, so just do your just parents first, then friends, and then extended, then then friends, then cousins, then aunties and uncles, and maybe if you've still got them round, grandparents. I don't know, maybe you're lucky enough to have a great grandparent around. Maybe see if they get it at the same time. Maybe see if that great grandparent gets it at the same time. Just, you know, have your order, but do your parents first when you come out. Also, while I'm at it, I will throw in support groups. There are a ton of them in New Zealand. I've yet to come across one in Christchurch, but I hear there is one, so I'll maybe do some digging and try and be into one quite quickly. But the group up in Auckland that I'm involved with on Sundays, it now has a Zoom option, so I can just cotton in with them. So that's T35. They've got a Zoom option, so I can just cotton onto them. I'm trying to talk Gender Bridge into it, so I can cotton in with them on a once a month Tuesday night, and I guess the rest is just down to me as to whether I find a group here or just just rally around my group of 9 girls that I trust in. I do have space for a 10th friend, but I'm trying to take space from her, give her space at the moment, so as soon as we're hopefully good, I can start to add her to the list. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I've quickly learned if there is a likelihood that none of those 9 are available, and one of those 9 is out in the country, so if I was to catch up with her for a chat, I'd have to tee her up on Facebook chat, or be prepared for a drive, which I don't have the petrol for at the moment. And then with the rest of them, it's either can we chat or can I come round, And then after that, I guess it's just down to I've got one cousin in that group, so after that it's down to the rest of my cousins and one auntie in Australia, and I've got a friend in Australia. I've got my dear friend in Australia that's gave me call me one day, so I was like, oh yeah, cool. And I do also have friends in Auckland that I can chat to any time too. So I've got a massive base. It's nothing like being able to talk to your stepmum or your sister at the moment, but when they're not getting it and struggling, it's like, well, what can I do? I guess I'll figure it out eventually, but for now it's like, well, what can I do? The only thing I can do is talk on the phone. I guess that'll be it for now. So that is it tonight. So Youth in New Zealand, your order should be parents, friends, cousins. By parents, your sibling, if you've got siblings, sit them down too. Friends, cousins, aunties and uncles, grandparents, and then grandparents. And then if you've still got them, and you're really willing to try the risk, great grandparents. And by all means, go and find yourself call the support group, call the support line. Outline's probably more in the adult range, but you can always try Rainbow Youth, and also try and look for your local support group, or if it's anywhere in New Zealand, we do, you do have, just jump on like Facebook, email, whatever you need to do, or call them just to, whatever you need to do to get to that group. And if they have a Zoom option, go for it. If they've got a Zoom option, get onto Zoom, like find out what night they are, get onto Zoom and join in. That's me for the night. I shall see you all tonight for day 12, and this does go for the whole month as well as Pride Month. So happy Matariki, and good night.